Yes, sir.
Do you have any plans to develop a preamp to go with your new tube amps?
Not at this time.
Money
It's a big
talks.
The Sunfire tube amp will work great, and that's discontinued, so you can probably buy them on eBay.
He doesn't want you to.
Did Quest design the crossovers for the flats for the Amazings?
Say again, please.
Did Quest design the crossovers for the Amazing speakers?
Dahlquist?
Yeah.
No,
He
not
did
at all.
not.
But I was influenced by John.
You were
Dahlquist.
influenced
I was
by it.
influenced.
How so?
Hmm?
How so?
Well, I must have studied every design under the sun that made an impression on me as a when I started with a loudspeaker. That would include Dahlquist EQ10s. That included time windows. That included Electa Amateurs, Peter Serben's design. That definitely included all of Arnie's work, Arnie Nudell of Infinity. So everybody influenced me.
Okay, there's
I copied it.
a rumor out there to some degree of the Quest actually designed the crossovers for you, for the Amazings.
Boy, I wish, but he didn't. I wish.
What about the decision on the gauge of wire used for the woofers?
Was that a cost thing or?
It's consistent with my belief system. If I believed that changing the wire gauge would make a difference in the sound for the better, I would do it. However, since I'm designing it from the bottom up, from scratch, I can include the resistance of the wire into the resistance of the voice coil. They're both in series. They're equivalent. If the voice, let's say I designed the loudspeaker to have a voice coil. It's called DCR, DC resistance of 3 ohms. If I make the voice coil 2.9 ohms and make the wire 0.1, it's exactly the same. It'll sound exactly the same. And so all I have to do is include the resistance of the wire that's behind the panel that nobody can get to, that I designed in, and it's fine.
See, I've been trying to tell some guys on the forum, they rewire their speakers. I said, don't try to outguess the guy that designed the stage.
It does make a difference.
Oh, it'll make a
It'll make a
difference.
difference.
It'll make a difference.
Perfect.
But it will be a difference that I didn't intend.
Right.
But if it makes it, it'll make a difference, and if you like it, do it. You have my blessing.
If you don't, don't come running in.
No, I like it. It was
Yeah.
good, actually.
Yeah. What'll probably happen, it'll sound different. It'll probably sound a little more, it'll have better bass, or more bass, or tighter bass, or something like that.
Exactly.
Yeah. And but I didn't intend it to sound like that. Because if it has too much bass, it's underdamped instead of critical, stuff like that. So at those levels, at that point, it gets to be a matter of how you like it.
Thank you.
So go ahead, put in new wires.
I got another one for you.
Yes.
You, out of everybody here, probably have more experience listening to different systems, high-end, low-end, extreme high-end, blah, blah, blah. Is there any one system that really popped and rocked your world?
Oh yeah, many, several, where I would go and say, how did they do that? The biggest impact I experienced listening to a system was when I heard the Infinity Betas and the IRSs. That was amazing.
Do you remember what they were powered with?
The Infinities, the IRSs were powered by my Silver 7 at a hi-fi store in Lyric in New York. Yeah.
New York in the house.
And the Betas were powered by a hi-fi store in Seattle, Definitive Audio. But those were eye-openers. And then another eye-opener occurred when I listened to Peter Serben's speaker, the Electa Amateur. That was such a delicious sounding speaker. It was amazing. Didn't play loud, didn't go low, blew up easy, especially the tweeter if you cranked it up. But those were just fabulous sounding systems to me.
Could they, or would they hold a candle to Skip's Platt's? Well, your flats and your new tube amps?
Of course not. What a silly question. Next question?
Why did the Silver One preamp never go into production?
It was about the time that I was getting kicked out of the company. And they just, the new, the new board of directors just didn't, they didn't want to make tube amps, or two preamps for that.
Walmart wouldn't buy it, but.
That's right, Walmart would sell it. Listen, guys, I want to thank you for coming, and this concludes my talk for now. I'll hang around, but we need to have a drawing. Who wants to win the tube amps?
They're already in my truck.
He's gonna put roofies